Fun fact, perfectionists procrastinate the most. Most people think perfectionists have higher standards, but psychologically, perfectionism creates the perfect conditions to procrastinate. So let me explain. Perfectionists rely on the outcome for self-worth. So if your identity equals the performance, then every task becomes a potential hit on your self-esteem. And so the brain thinks it's too high stakes, so it tries to avoid that, and that makes you want to procrastinate. So what you want to do is shift from outcome-based goals to process-based goals. That is, not to create something perfectly and not to think about the outcome, but rather think about just getting one version done and then working from there. Perfectionists also experience all or nothing thinking. So if something isn't done perfectly or it's not guaranteed that it will be perfect, then the effort is just a waste of time. If I can do only 20%, I might as well do 0% because it has to be 100%. Do you get the mindset? It's totally crazy. And so what you're going to do to get out of this is create a minimum criteria for success. So you grab your notebook, write down what is the minimum criteria for success, what is like for you the minimal success that you can achieve, and use that criteria for everything that you do so that you can at least do some work. Perfectionists also fear mistakes more than they value progress. At the end of the day, mistakes trigger shame for them. Shame triggers the avoidance, and avoidance triggers procrastination. So perfectionists are not really lazy people. They just like to self-protect. And so you want to get out of that mindset. So what you're going to do is reframe your perception on failure. Failure is just data. So every single time you fail, you're going to ask yourself, what did this teach me? What can I learn from this failure? It's not the end of the world. You can fail a second time, a third time, the fourth time. It does not decrease any value, but it actually increases value because now you just have more data on what's right and what's wrong. And so you're closer to the rightful path that you want. Also, procrastination gives instant relief, so the brain kind of learns to repeat it. For perfectionists, it's when they delay a task that their anxiety drops immediately because they do not have to deal with all of the stress related to the task. So your brain learns every time when I delay a task, I start to feel better. And procrastination then becomes a habit. So you like to do it every single time. But what you want to do is put early on when you start a task, quick wins. So reward yourself for starting, for doing, for failing, so that you teach yourself doing is better than delaying. And it's going to put you in a much better position. You're going to feel less stressed, basically.